At the age of 23, James Frey woke up on a plane to find his 4 front teeth knocked out, his nose broken, and a hole through his cheek.
Aggregate what they can do with PST effects, and we talk about the
Greetings and welcome to the Blacklit Geek channel. My name is Brett Bonner, and on this channel I like to discuss books. I like to discuss recommendations. I discuss books that I've read. I discuss books that I didn't finish. I discuss books that I plan to read, plan to finish, books that I purchase and pick up at Goodwill stores and thrift stores and on Marketplace and thrift books and Goodwill and any place I can find books. I'm down with it. Even library book buybacks. So if you are new to my channel, I appreciate you stopping by. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you are a returning subscriber, very much. Okay, so let's get right into it. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books, 7 of which I'm excited about. One, I don't know. Let me just get into it. Okay, so the first book that I picked up is called A Million Little Pieces. This book is part of Oprah's Book Club, obviously, because it has the little Oprah Book Club sticker on there. Okay, so this is a book, A Million Little Pieces by James Frey. Where are my glasses? Because that's going to be necessary to get this right. Okay, so at the age of 23, James Frey woke up on a plane to find his 4 front teeth knocked out, his nose broken, and a hole through his cheek. He had no idea where the plane was headed, nor any recollection of the past 2 weeks. Not 2 hours, not 2 days, the last 2 weeks. An alcoholic for 10 years and a crack addict for 3. He checked into a treatment facility shortly after landing. There, he was told he could either stop using or die before he reached age 24. He was 23 at the time. This is Frey's acclaimed account of his 6 weeks in rehab, okay? Look at that. It's amazing. And of course, these are tiny little, like to represent drugs. Yeah. So this book seems very, very interesting, very, very compelling. I'm very much interested in this novel. It is, let's see when it was published. This novel was published in 2003. I wake to the drone of an airplane engine and a feeling of something warm dripping down my chin. I lift my hand to feel my face. My front 4 teeth are gone. I have a hole in my cheek. My nose is broken and my eyes are swollen nearly shut. I open them and I look around and I am in the back of a plane and there is no one near me. I look at my clothes and my clothes are covered with a colorful mixture of spit, snot, urine, vomit, and blood. I reach for the call button and I find it and I push it and I wait, and 30 seconds later an attendant arrives. How can I help you? Where am I going? You don't know? No. You're going to Chicago, sir. How did I get here? A doctor and 2 men brought you on. They say anything? They talked to the captain, sir. We were told to let you sleep. How long till we land? About 20 minutes. Thank you. Although I never look up, I know she smiles and feels sorry for me. She shouldn't. That's as far as I'm going. I definitely have to read this book. I'm so interested in truth. And this is compelling. This is not a fiction novel. This is nonfiction work. If I have to read someone's account, I want it to be gripping. I want to be changed by it. And this is, wow. According to the Boston Globe, it's the most lacerating tale of drug addiction since William S. Burroughs' Junkie, which I haven't read. Okay, so I did pick this book up, and I want to get that out the way first. Okay, classic alert, classic alert. Uncle Tom's Cabin by Harriet Beecher Stowe. Uncle Tom's Cabin. I saw this and it was 50 cents. I had to pick it up. It is considered a classic. And right now, if you go on YouTube, you'll find an audio book of Uncle Tom's Cabin. I started listening to it at one point, but I just couldn't. I didn't like the narration, so I didn't listen to it. So I was very, very thankful to have picked up this book. And it says that it's a literature, and it says that the USA price is $7.95. So this book has to have some age to it. This is surely a reprint. Okay. Mass market form, which is Barnes & Noble Classics, which is the one I have, is 2003. But Uncle Tom's Cabin was serialized between 1851 and 52 and published in volume form in 1852. Very, very interesting. Let me read a little bit. Although the American anti-slavery movement had existed at least as long as the nation itself, Stowe's Uncle Tom's Cabin, 1852, galvanized public opinion as nothing had before. Its vivid dramatization of slavery's cruelties so aroused readers that Abraham Lincoln is said to have told Stowe her work had been a catalyst for the Civil War. Very, very compelling. As Booker T. Washington said, the value of Uncle Tom's Cabin to the cause of abolition can never be truly estimated. Wow. So I will read this book. I didn't enjoy the audiobook, but it is free on YouTube because this book is so old, probably in the public domain. So that's another book that I picked up, and I do plan to read it. This book is, it's kind of thick, 450 pages roughly of thickness. The next book that I picked up was by Barbara Kingsolver. It's called the Poisonwood Bible. What's interesting about the Poisonwood Bible is that it's another Oprah Book Club selection, okay? Okay, so I at one point owned this book, and I drug it around with me, and I never read it, but I had always drugged this book around with me, and I got rid of books, which was a long time ago. I was a different person then, so I was on this minimalist thing, right? I was like, why do I need physical copies of books when I can, if I'm interested in the book, I can just get it on Audible or something? No. I didn't get rid of anything that I could replace. I didn't get rid of anything that was difficult to replace. I'll put it that way. I didn't do that. Okay, so the Poisonwood Bible, let's read, is a story told by the wife and 4 daughters of Nathan Price, a fierce evangelical Baptist who takes his family in mission to the Belgian Congo in 1959. They carry with them everything they believe they will need from home, but soon find that all of it, from garden seeds to scripture, is calamitously transformed on African soil. What follows is a suspenseful epic of one family's tragic undoing and remarkable reconstruction over the course of 3 decades in post-colonial Africa. The novel is set against one of the most dramatic political chronicles of the 20th century, the Congo's fight for independence from Belgium, the murder of its first elected prime minister, the CIA coup to install his replacement, and the insidious progress of a world economic order that robs the fledgling African nation of its autonomy. Another thick novel, but it seems very, very interesting. 543 pages. Okay, so she worked for National Geographic. Her articles on culture, politics, and natural history have appeared in the New York Times as well as The Nation, Smithsonian, National Geographic, and many other magazines. She lives with her husband and 2 daughters in Arizona and the Southern Appalachian Mountains. Okay, so that's something else that I picked up. I think that these books were either 50 cents or I got in there. It wasn't new, so I'll just skip over it. Okay, so this book, one thing that caught my eye, I just got a feeling when I saw it, it didn't have a jacket over it. Now it's like, that's a pendulum, isn't it? So yeah, the name of this book is Whisper Down the Lane. Yeah, Whisper Down the Lane is by Clay McLeod Chapman. And he has 5 graphic novels and 7 fiction novels at the time of writing this book in 2021. It says for mom. And check this out, these black pages, that's pretty traumatizing. Estimates are that there are over 1 million Satanists in this country. The majority of them are linked in a highly organized, very secretive network. From small towns to large cities, they have attracted police and FBI attention to their satanic ritual, child abuse, child pornography, and grisly satanic murders. The odds are that this is happening in your town. This was Geraldo Rivera in Devil's Workshop, exposing Satan's underground. I'm not going to go any deeper, but I will read the first page for you because it affected me. They found Professor Howdy spread across the soccer field, what was left of him anyway. Okay. So, I won't say anything else about that. When I brought these books in, I did sage them. I buy a lot of things from a lot of places. I get a lot of things from like the Goodwill store. And when I bring these things into my house, I believe that there's energy in everything. And energy is bound in things. It's almost stuck to things. So I didn't want to bring anything into my home that I didn't feel was clean. And I'm not talking just clean in terms of not being dirty, but I'm talking about the spiritual realm as well. So that's that. Moving on. Wunderland, a novel by Jennifer Cody Epstein. Okay. This novel was of particular interest to me, and you'll see why when I read. Okay, this is the inside jacket. It's two paragraphs. One says East Village, 1989. Peep these dates. East Village, 1989. Things have never been easy between Ava Fisher and her estranged mother, Elsie. Too many questions hover between them. Who was Ava's father? Where had Elsie been during the war? Why did Elsie abandon Ava in the German orphanage only to return at the war's end? But now Elsie's ashes have arrived from Germany without warning, along with a trove of unsent letters addressed to an unknown woman, Renee Bauer. As her mother's secret missives unfurl a dark past, Ava spirals deep into the shocking history of a woman she never truly knew. Then it goes into this explanation. Berlin, 1933. As the Nazi Party tightens its grip on the city, Elsie and Renee, both women that Ava Fisher is concerned about, one being her mother and one being the lady that she wrote these letters to, just in case she wasn't following. As the Nazi Party tightens its grip on the city, Elsie and Renee find their relationship under siege. Elsie's increasing infatuation with the Hitler Youth movement pushes them to opposing sides of the gathering storm. Then the Nuremberg Law forced Renee to confront a long-buried past, and a catastrophic betrayal is set in motion, one that would not only change the course of both girls' lives forever, but upend Ava's a half-century later. Wow. An unflinching exploration of Nazi Germany and its legacy. Wunderland moves back and forth across decades, interweaving the stories of three unforgettable women into a page-turning contemplation of womanhood, wartime, and just how far we might go in order to belong. So this was definitely something that I saw myself being interested in, because I do find myself interested in writings concerning slavery as well as the Holocaust. So those are interests of mine, and this book was 371 pages, so I picked it up for $1, and it is definitely worth it. When was this thing published? This book says $27. 2019. I doubt if I could have afforded to spend that type of money on it as a new novel, but yeah, anyway. Okay, so I'll just... This is... All right, look at this. Another Oprah's book club, and this is thick. This is probably one of the largest books that I have. Okay, this is Ken Follett's The Pillars of the Earth. Okay. It's heavy, all right? It's heavy. I'll read. The Pillars of the Earth tells the story of Philip. Prior to Kingsbridge, a devout and resourceful monk driven to build the greatest Gothic cathedral the world has ever known. Of Tom, the mason who becomes his architect, a man divided in his soul. Of the beautiful, elusive Lady Elena, haunted by a secret shame, and of a struggle between good and evil that will turn church against state and brother against brother. A spellbinding epic tale of ambition, anarchy, and absolute power set against the sprawling medieval canvas of 12th century England. This is Ken Follett's historical masterpiece. The Washington Post said Follett is a master. Wow. At the time this book was written, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 books before this. And this book was copywritten in... Oh my. Penguin Books, England. First New American Library printing is February 2002. And first New American Library printing deluxe edition is October 2007. Copyright 1989. So yeah, this is a huge book that Oprah put her stamp on. I wonder if she got Cliff's Notes or if she actually reads this stuff. I'll go ahead and add this. This book I picked up, but I honestly right now have zero interest in reading it. And I'll tell you one more thing about Ken Follett's book. It's not on my short list. It's huge. Look at this book. It's huge. It's an encyclopedia volume. But I can't read this until I have tackled either Queen by Alex Haley, which is the book that followed Roots, and Gandhi. It's a huge book that I have about Gandhi, and it was like the early years of Gandhi. So definitely interested in those as well. These are, time-consuming reads. It will take me a little bit of time. I may have to read a book like this in conjunction with other books, because by the time I finish this, my channel will be at 0. Okay, anyway. Deep Play by Diane Ackerman. I wasn't really convinced. I was convinced at the time, but now, okay. Okay, so this is kind of self-help-ish. Whatever the catchphrase of the moment, being in the groove or the zone, feeling the flow, jamming, we all intuitively know and hunger for a state of optimal creative capacity. It is a state we all wish we could enter on command, a state of unself-conscious engagement with our surroundings that draws us from our finest performances and taps into the faculties that makes us feel most fully alive. Many people refer to this as being best selves. Okay, so she calls that range of experiences deep play, and she wrote a book about it. 1999. It was copywritten. Okay, so this is more along the lines of psychology. So that's it. New books that I have recently picked up and added to my collection. The book I think I may dive into sooner rather than later is A Million Little Pieces. Yeah, that might be the first one I dive into. So it seems pretty interesting. And sometimes I can see fiction as being a little bit more upbeat than nonfiction. I read Ta-Nehisi Coates' The Message, and while I do enjoy his writing, I was like, yeah, he's really good though. I really shout out to Ta-Nehisi Coates. Okay, so that is the last book in my book haul video. I hope you enjoyed it. I invite you to subscribe to my channel. Just click the subscribe button and join the family and comment and let me know if you've read any of those books. I do see myself reviewing those books in the future. I do have a short list of books that I'm actually going to do a video on as soon as I finish doing this video. I should just add them to this video, but I kind of want to separate them because I do like to kind of spread it out a little bit. In my next video, be sure to watch it because it'll be a list of books that I plan to finish before the end of the year. And today is the 11th of December, so I don't have very long. I'm currently reading Chester Himes' If He Hollers, Let Him Go, and my goal is to finish that book today. I'll be doing a read with me video while I'm finishing off those last probably 180 pages, something like that, 150 pages, something like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock that out. It's snowing outside. It's cold. The snow is not expected to stay. I'm here in good old Moline, Illinois, Quad Cities. And this is the first touch of really cold, wet, snowy weather that we've had. My son is thrilled and I am not. It's not my weather. I do respect all seasons, and but if I have my choice, it would not be to freeze. I'd rather it be very, very hot and very, very cold. That's just me. Okay, so I want to thank you for watching this video. I'm BT Bonner, Black Lake Geek, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.
Create what they can do with PST effects. And we usually like